Hey, may I have some water over here?
Water? Yeah.
We can go.
So we're talking to Michael right in front of the Santa Barbara tribute, and I was asking you if you've ever have you had someone grill you for like an hour in front of a big group of people?
Probably somewhere at some point, but and I'm not sure about the grilling. I didn't know the verb grilling.
It's going to be much more friendly than that. But you know, I've been watching you on this whole Oscar trajectory, and it looks like you're having a good time.
I am having a good time. First of all, I'm unbelievably grateful. This is tremendous. It means a lot to me to even be in the conversation.
One of the things that the movie seems to suggest is that it's almost as though you had to be at the top of your game, like bring everything that you ever learned over all these years in order to sort of pull it off.
Yeah, that's probably true. You know, I mean, you have to be on top of your game every time out, in my opinion, but there's been maybe no other time where it was all packed into scene after scene after scene, day after day after day, and you know, in the accumulation of one movie. Maybe this is probably the most challenging in that regard. Yeah.
And was that fun?
Fun.
It made you happy?
Yeah, it makes me happy because I like hard work. I like going at it. You know, I like the challenge. I like being. Thanks. I like the challenge. I like the fear factor, and I'm just really grateful for the role. And you know, look, all this stuff is big with me. People recognize me. I've worked a long time, really hard. I came out here with about $263 in my pocket. Worked every job you can have, and I've been pounding away, and you know, all the ups, all the downs, and you know, this movie talks about all those things that not only actors go through, but people go through.
But it's also you've been very picky. You've been sort of tough. You walked away from Batman when they were offering you $15 million, if that's true, and you turned down things that other people would have liked to do, like Lost or something.
Well, the Lost thing is kind of like, I think that's been blown in proportion. JJ and I had a conversation, and he talked about doing this thing, and he had a great idea, and I was really intrigued by it. And the truth is, I think they kind of changed their mind to. I mean, I think. I don't really know what happened, but he said, you know, here's what I want to do, something that's never been done. I'm going to do a pilot, and he said, this is what happens, this is what happens, this is what happens, and you're this guy, and all of a sudden, just when you think this is going to be the guy in the show, he's killed. And I went, well, that's pretty brave. And I thought, yeah, it's JJ. I really like JJ stuff, and I thought, yeah, man, let's have that. Let's keep talking. That might be fun. And then I think he went to the studio, and the studio said, no, we're not interested in that. We don't want to do that. We want to have the lead guy continue on, and I wasn't really interested, and they may not have been interested in me at that point.
No,
I really don't know.
No, but talk about that. I mean, what you could walk away. You could say, I'm going to stay in Montana. I have a life. I'm going to raise my kid.
Yeah, to some degree, I do that. I've done it probably up to a fall, and I have a life. I have a lot of interests, and I have a family, and yeah, the Batman thing was because it wasn't any good, and I knew it was a big risk and a big gamble because you don't know what's going to happen after that. But I always wanted to do something that was good, and I really loved the first one, and I thought the second one was pretty good, and I thought what they wanted to do in the third one was not good,
Well, you liked Burton.
Well, Tim, yeah. I mean, what Tim did was great. It was revolutionary, you know, in that regard, and so it's fun to be in business with those guys, and I just, you know, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money, but I want to try to be good. I want to leave this earth saying I really worked hard, and I tried to be good at something, and you know, and I really like, you know, I like people experiencing something when you know, I like being a contributor, and I've been blessed that I get to do all the things I do, and you can't find anyone more grateful than I, and this means a lot to me. Be considered for an Oscar, it would mean an awful lot to me.
Well, the thing about this is that I loved that line that you gave to Scott Foundas in Variety, the idea that you were waiting for the perfect pitch that you could hit out of the park. There are a lot of actors waiting for that pitch. You know, there aren't that many movies like Birdman.
No, and there aren't that many opportunities for anybody. It's hard, you know. It's tough. You got to really show discipline, and you got to be willing to be down and up and be. But you know, that's the thing. You know, you wait. It's something you ultimately you gamble. You know, you risk it. You risk a lot, and I've risked a lot. But you say, I know the pitch I'm looking for, and I'll foul a few off here. You know, and I'll go do that, and I'll do this. But I'm waiting for the pitch. Not that I said it has to be this specific kind of thing, but I said no. I'll hit something when I'll force that pitcher to throw me something if I can. I mean that sounds like I could control a lot of it, which you can't. But you just got to have faith in yourself, and you got to be really strong when things are tough and bear down. And then all of a sudden this guy served up just a belt high fastball.
You seem to be the opposite of the character you're playing in this movie.
Personality-wise, I'm not.
You don't seem as needy.
No, I'm not. But I will say this: I'm human, and I probably am like, I'm somewhat of character only in the way that you're like the character, or he's like the character, or people like the character. I'm human, and you do want to be successful, and you do want to. You want to do something that really means something, and it's nice to have people say nice things about you and give you accolades. I love it.
You're eating it up.
Well, I'm blessed. I'm so humbled by it. Honestly, I got to tell you, it means a lot to me, and people have been so great. I feel like these things mean. I feel more responsible for all the people out there than I do for myself. I want everybody who's happy for me. I want to make them happy.
Well, the SAG Award, no, but the pressure you must have felt. I mean, God, this movie relies upon you. Mm-hmm. These long 10-minute takes. Mm-hmm. Everything is very, very precise. Now, you're used to creating precise characters. That's your thing. Mm-hmm. You're very specific. Mm-hmm. You really work at the details of every character, and you nail it down. But this is like, if you fuck it up, the whole thing, the whole shot's done.
Yes, and I guess maybe I knew that, and I had to tuck that away. But I like pressure a lot of times, and this was I hadn't been in a big movie or hadn't been in anything before that got a lot of attention. So for sure the pressure was on, and to not do it, I thought would have been really cowardly. And I think you go big or you go home. You just you don't want to live a life where you look back and go, I didn't show any guts. And I could have failed, and people would have made fun of me and said, well, but that's you got one life.
But what's kind of fun about this is that actors respond to it.
Man.
Because they know this is the real deal.
Yeah, and
right?
It's so great to listen to guys and women talk about it in specifics, the actors especially. But the movie-going public, God, they're so specific about what they think about when they see it, what they feel. It's really as enjoyable as any movie.
Well, yes, it's specific to actors, but there is in show business, but there is a universal element.
100%.
Like we'd all love to tell that critic off, right?
Yeah, or whatever is in you that whatever you've had build up inside, whether it has to do with movies or life, or you're scared, or you're frightened, and look, I'm human, so I have felt all those things that Regan feels. I'm not that personality type, but I'm a human being, and to play this role, you got to really say, I'm taking off all my clothes, literally.
Yes.
But I'm just going to say,
luckily you're in good shape.
This is what I am. This is who I am, and this is and I'm raw, and you can, if it fails big, but I don't know, you only have one shot at things, and especially at this time in my life, it was tricky. It could not work, and that would probably be a setback, but how do you say no to something that's so creative and so imaginative is what Alejandro came up with?
Can you give me a sense of some of the details of how you mapped out the character with Alejandro in terms of, those details that you're always invested in?
Yeah, truthfully, to be honest with you, there wasn't much mapping out. It was sometimes there is that mapping out. It was so human every day. It was so basic, it was so simple to understand, less because I'm an actor and more than I'm just a human being who thinks, okay, where have I been where I've really been scared, or where have I been where I've really been vulnerable, or where have I been where I've really been hurt, or where have I been where my ego's blown out of proportion, so it was really less about being an actor actor or having a career as an actor as it was about being a human being and willing just to be a human being, you know. And I've got those things that Reagan does. I'm blessed that I don't. Early on, I think, you know, I learned real early, you know, there are a lot of ups and downs, and, you know, you go through hard things outside of show business, a lot of loss, and you learn to live with it. You got to be tough, and you just apply all of those things. It wasn't like I'm mapping out. It was day to day. What's the truth of this scene? Where am I right now today in the middle of the scene? What's the honest truth here? Just
and was it more difficult to do those long, you know, elaborate sequences, say, going through Times Square and going down the hall, or, you know, with talking, or was it the quieter scene, like with Amy Ryan?
Well, it changes.
Or the daughter.
It would change. You'd play all those scenes in one scene. You'd play all those things sometimes within the first, you know, 28 seconds of the first scene, or 14 seconds of the first scene, and then you'd play it again. You know, it was, and there was one camera. There was no edits. There's nothing to fall back on. You're either living it or you're not, because it's not like, well, I got a little bit of that. I can cut them here, and I can cut them here, and I can cut that angle. I can take those lines. We didn't have any of that. None of the actors had that. You better have it. You better have it every day, every second of every day.
I loved the line where you were talking to Reese Witherspoon at the, you know, that variety series, and at the end of it, you said you were measured for the Batman suit, and then you were measured for the Birdman suit.
I was.
And you still say it, you know.
Well, you know, look, I'm bragging. You know, by that time, you know, there was no difference. I fit same measurements, man. And that's how many years ago? I don't know, 25, something like that. But you know, I couldn't be really. That's because I started to get in a little bit better shape. But for the scene running through Alejandro really wanted me, because I'm a runner, and I also bike to work every day, which is really fun. It's just really nice decompression at the end of the day to bike home through Manhattan at night, you know, quiet. But early on, he really you know, this is not a vanity piece, that's for sure, because the guy shouldn't be. He's down and out and not looking good and getting older and kind of been beat up physically and emotionally. So Alejandro, you know, would go to lunch and he'd keep looking at my plate, keep looking at me, and he'd keep making me eat. But by the time we got to because we didn't do the measurements until later on for the suit, so I'd finally managed to kind of get back down and close to my fighting weight.
So you do have some cool projects coming up. You've got Spotlight. Did you shoot that already?
We shot that, yeah. It's quite good, I understand. Yeah, it's, you know, really good director. Cast.
What are you playing in that one?
I play Robbie Robinson, who is Walter Robinson, who is a Pulitzer Prize winner. He was the kind of editor. He described himself as a player coach for what is a metro section of the Boston Globe called Spotlight, and it deals with anything going on, I guess, in the state or in the city, and it's an investigative team that he headed up, and Mark Ruffalo's in it, Liev Schreiber, Rachel McAdams, John Slatt. I mean,
that's a great cast, yeah. And you were a Catholic.
Yes, I was raised Catholic. Yeah.
So this is about some of those
it's about
scandals.
Yes, they won the Pulitzer. This group, it's based on a true story. They won the Pulitzer for exposing the cardinal law, Boston diocese child abuse scandal in the Catholic Church.
And you're in Minions.
And I'm in Minions, which was really fun. Those guys are really funny, really funny.
It looks like you had a good time. So, and I like the idea that you want to do Shakespeare.
Well, you know, I'd done Much Ado About Nothing, and I was really frightened of that because I'd never done it. Well, you know, I took maybe one class, and I didn't know from Shakespeare, and so it was, you know, so educational, and I was forced to kind of act in a foreign language, and it was really every day. Once again, you had to be on it and understand the text, you know, and then interpret it and be funny, which I really had a good time. I was actually sick through that whole thing. I had a high fever every day.
You never would have known. It was great, but I'd like to. I mean, I'd like to see you do that on stage.
Yeah, I would like to try that again. That's challenging, to say the least.
Well, run with the ball and have a great time. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much.